lost inside this tunnel. It's just a waste of time.
Pretty cool.
Weird Al was a genius.
Yeah. All right, we're here on Metalworks.com with a call for submission, and we're going to be talking about this bad boy right here, Rise or Fall, their debut release. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Doing great.
Right on. So where'd you guys record this?
Denmark Productions in Halifax.
Who produced it?
Dennis Field.
So how was he to work with?
Oh, he's amazing. He becomes a true member of the band, and it's just an experience we got to recommend to every local band around here. He is by far put his heart into it all the way, and I'm telling you, we even gave him some writing credits because he gave us some constructive criticism, which made the songs better. When I left the vocal booth, man, I'm telling you, my veins were just pumping. Veins were pumping. He just really had a way to just push the adrenaline up and really get the vocals out that I wanted for the album, and we're happy. We are so happy with, we worked with him, and we're going back to work with him in the fall. We're looking forward to it. Full length this time.
He actually pushed us really hard with like the music part. Like he'd play a guitar line or record a bass line or something, or the drums, and he'd be like, "Oh, that was good. Let's try it again," and really tighten it up. And if the guitar line, like one of the songs I do a guitar line, he's like, "Well, that sounded good, but let's do it again. Let's do it again." And those times where I did the same line about 10 times before it was actually like the right line that fit the song. So he didn't push you in a negative way. It was like he was trying to get the full potential out and get the best sound for the song and the riff.
So it sounds like he was almost like one of these Mutt Lange type guys that just, you're like, okay, again.
Yeah, he pushed you, man. He pushed it. He asked us when we went. We went down for a tour with him, a free tour of the studio to check the place out, and he asked us what we were looking for. You know, just straight in, plug and record, or do you want to do this and take the criticism and make this a balls to the wall album? And we were like, yeah, we want to do this right. You know, after all these years making these, basement recordings, and nothing against them. It's a great way to start, but it's even better to come out for the first time on a great sounding, great produced album. So we're pretty proud of the product for sure.
Do you have something to say there?
No, I was actually just going to say what he said there. I didn't get the mic to my mouth before I had a chance, before when I came in with the microphone there.
A little bit of beer has been consumed here, so. So how much experimenting, because I heard about a little bit of experimenting with different amps and stuff like that. How much did you guys do with that?
When I first went in, I originally intended I would play my Schecter. I'd play it through like one amp and do all the same riffs, or like all my riffs through the same setup. And by the end of it, I think I used a Paul Reed Smith, a Jackson, a Fender Strat, a Fender Telecaster. Like I used probably about 10, 11 different guitars with like probably 9 different amps. And it was like one song I'd use a Mesa Boogie for the solo. The next song it felt like maybe I should go for an Orange. So we went through so many setups, and me and Dennis went through every one and messed with the equalizers just because we didn't want it to sound stagnant, like it was the same thing over and over again. And I think it did help a lot with making each song come out and really stand on its own, as opposed to just being, oh, this song sounds the same, this song, and doing the same thing over and over again musically.
Yeah, so different songs kind of call for different tones and stuff, and that's what you guys were looking for.
Exactly, yeah. Like Insidious, for example, was more... we wanted more of that Metallica tone and really wanted to drive it, so I'd go for more of like a Mesa Boogie rectifier or something like that through Schecter. And then another song maybe wanted to go for more bluesy rock, so I'd go for like a Splon through or with a Fender Telecaster and something like that. So whatever really fit the music and the tone more than whatever I was feeling that day, which it gave it more of an organic feel as opposed to trying to force it.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what the pros do anyways. I mean, a lot of times they'll use, special vintage guitars for the good recording tones and stuff, and play like the new stuff, the brand new instruments live, because most people probably aren't going to be picking apart every little note live anyways. But yeah, so now you guys have been around for the better part of 10 years or so.
Roughly 10 years. Of course, all the existing members now weren't together 10 years. I'm one of the original members. You got Jamie Boersma, Sean Van Amerongen, original members of this band. All kinds of guys throughout the process. John Hickman, Colin Burney. All kinds of changes that led us to the path that we've taken today, and we're happy with the group we have, and we're so proud to have worked with all those awesome musicians along the way.
So why was this the right time to start recording?
We're only getting older, right? And everybody's, the working class, of course, and you're trying to make a living, and I myself have kids, and we're buying houses and doing this and that and living life like any other normal Joe Blow, as they say. But, we're just trying to live our dreams as much as we can and take it as far as it's going to go, man. And it's really a release. I say music's my mistress. Music is definitely my mistress. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. It's just another way to release everything. Put it all on the line, man.
Well, actually, you guys have done recordings over the years with all the previous members, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at first we decided we were gonna just do the recording ourselves on like a little home recording system or something. But which one of us was it that thought if we want this done, we got to get it done professionally?
It was kind of like a band thing.
Yeah, it was a band thing.
It was like we started the whole home recording thing, and then we were like, it's not working out, it doesn't feel right, like we're trying to force it, and then we went and searched for Dennis Fields, like somebody had suggested him, and it was like, we gotta go there.
I noticed a band, 7 Mile Stare, that was working with Dennis Field, and I watched how far they progressed in a year, and I thought, who is this producer? Produce this kick-ass album and this band that's out there, and we've been around for this long, and these guys are right out on the scene. I said, I want to be that band on the scene with those guys. And what do you know, we got those guys playing the CD release show with us. We're so stoked for that. Devil's Elbow and Invictive, all what I'm going to call students of Denmark Productions and friends of Dennis Field. We're happy to have the lineup we have for this CD release show, and just stoked. Everything's great right now for the band.
All right. Some bands will actually start writing songs, and especially where you guys, had to take a little bit of time to get this CD done. Have any more new songs kind of started during that time? Like, that might be for the next recording?
We do have one new song already finished, and we've been working on a couple of other songs as well. But actually, Rise or Fall on the album, we actually wrote that when we already had all the another song in mind for the album. We decided to drop that because in the process for doing the recording, we came up with Rise or Fall and thought, this would actually be a really good addition to the album.
So it basically came together in the studio or during that time.
Yeah, we were at practice there, and we were having kind of a little issue among members here, and Jesse actually went into the other room and picked up the guitar and just started writing some lyrics and playing the music and showed us, and we were like, holy shit, we got to work on that right now.
Yeah, it's really cool in the studio. We planned this time to even do some more writing, just like we did this time around. We ended up turning our songs upside down and making them what we were really looking for in a song. It's just the results are amazing. We're so stoked.
So recording the CD has changed your approach for writing, obviously.
Yes, it's for me. It's made me I think more. I mean, I don't write any lyric that isn't real. It's a really pushing process for the whole band. You just want to. It makes you better. Playing on a metronome, everything was played with a boot 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 in your ear the whole time. Yeah. And
so metronomes sound like that.
Yeah, they can sound like other things, but anyways, it was a loud beeping noise, I believe, if I remember. And I'm telling you, that stuff just whips your ass into shape. It's the way to go. Excuse me. And like I said, we're just happy with the result.
Okay, now you guys have recently went from 5 to 4 members. Are there any plans to find another member, or are you guys happy with the 4-piece right now?
Right now, we're happy with the 4-piece. Down the road, who knows what may happen? But for now, we're gonna stick with the 4-piece. The four of us really vibe together, and we find we can really gel together when in the writing process too. So
I'd say if we were looking for a fifth member or whatever, we're probably just gonna wait until we find the right last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So is it kind of here's the fourth member just strolling in right now. He's late, but he's here.
Oh man, you're behind. So I grabbed the-
All right, now speaking of five members, tell us who the five horsemen are.
the 5 horsemen are the 4 guys you see sitting here: Aaron Spinney, Jesse Harris, JD Harris, and myself, Emmanuel, Paco, whatever you want to call me, Brewster, and John Fredericks.
Who actually is out there somewhere.
He's here right now because we're having some fun for our bass player's birthday and have some beers tonight as a band. And
Happy
John,
birthday, JD.
Maybe doing some writing. Who knows what'll happen with when the beer starts flowing. But
It's gone all bright red.
yeah, we're here. We're having a good time. And the 5 horsemen, not just I think a lot of us, especially Jesse, very inspired by Metallica. I mean, he can speak better more on his Metallica influence, but for me, Hetfield's my hugest idol. Yeah. So,
Actually, you can kind of see the Metallica-esque influences on the album too. We've been told that many times.
Yeah.
Right on. So now you guys have done various covers by different bands. So why was it Metallica was the one that you really wanted to say, hey, let's do a tribute band specifically to this band here off to the side?
I think main reason why is because when we got together and we said, who are our influences, we all have different influences. We're all from different musical backgrounds, but the one that seemed the most common was Metallica, whether it was like the old Metallica or the new Metallica, regardless. We all found some common connection with Metallica at one point or another in their career. And it seemed like that was the best path for us and the most natural band to be able to just go out and perform and do a tribute to, an homage, if you will.
And I mean, you just have an endless wealth of material to choose from, like, really. So, you
When
can
you
go
have-
hard rock, you can go thrash. I mean, Metallica's done a lot of different stuff. So.
You've got 30 years of music to play with.
Yeah.
You're not going to run out of music at a show.
No.
It tends to be the older stuff that goes over better, so we focus a lot of our attention on learning the older stuff. So yeah, Creeping Death and Puppets and all the greats. Those are the ones that we're focused on learning right now and bringing out there at the next show.
Well, plus there's also the almost self-conscious thing. A lot of people don't want to admit that they like the load and reload era and stuff like that. Even though they're probably going home and listening to it or it's in their car, they're like, no, it's got to be before And Justice for All,
I'll actually admit I grew up on Load and Reload albums. Reload was my first album, and that's what inspired me to start playing guitar. So, I mean, I'll be the first one to say Reload was an amazing album if you listen to it.
I thought you were inspired by the Doodle Bops.
The Doodle Bops touched me in a very special way musically.
Cops.
Imagination Movers were really there for me when I was feeling down. And yeah, that was one of
As
them.
you can see, our humor goes beyond, and this is how we have fun. The road trips
With crappy jokes and whatnot.
You feel bad for who's riding shotgun because that guy's gonna suffer. He's gonna have a fun ride. So normally you'll see people fighting for shotgun, but when we go on our road trips,
It's the last guy there.
everybody crams in the back seat. They don't care if they got to cram. They're
Well-
in the back seat because the guy that's in shotgun is getting it the whole way. And we give credit to John Fredericks for starting that.
Well, we all remember
Victim of that once myself. So.
You. Awesome.
we all remember the infamous T-shirt blindfold.
Yeah, the T-shirt blindfold. That was fun.
Okay, so getting back to the CD. You guys have 2 CD release shows coming up?
Yes, we do. Next Friday at Michael's Bar and Grill, Halifax, with 7 Mile Stare, Devil's Elbow, and Invictive. We have. We're doing an interview on CKDU Radio Friday morning, 9 a.m. With Freddie Weber, and Freddie Weber's also agreed to come host the show, which we are so stoked and thankful for. Thank you, Freddie. And for Dennis from Denmark Productions for giving us that connection to Freddie. So we're really, really stoked for that show. And June 8th, for the local CD release show with Ambush and Sons of Pete. So
It'll be at West Side to Numinus.
West Side Charlie's Numinus, yeah.
All right. So, any other upcoming tour dates that you guys want to, give mention to, or something? Anything coming up over the summer?
Yes, we've actually been included on the Denmark Plugged In compilation album, Halifax Plugged In, also produced by Dennis Field and Denmark Productions, and we'll be playing that release show in June as well at Monty's Show Bar and Grill. So stay tuned for that. That is going to be awesome, and listen to Q104 because I believe the bands are going to be played on there. I'm not 100% on that. Don't mark me for my words, but just from what I hear, the bands may be played on Q104. So
Are you getting paid for your radio plugs right now?
No, I'm not getting paid for radio plugs.
Starting to almost have an NASCAR feel. Yeah, we'd like to thank Castrol.
Yeah, it's just great to know that we may be played on the radio in general.
I'm expecting to hold up a bag of McCain's fries and go, McCain's fries. Crispy on the
Reminds me of
outside,
that little
gooey on the
Mikey
inside.
kid.
Yeah, how goes that little kid there?
Maybe go get some ketchup.
Yeah, so, and along with being on that compilation album, we're playing Riverfest this year. And we've also won a spot on Atlantic Music Rising Stars compilation album. The CDs go out worldwide, and there's also going to be a CD release date for that over the summer too. But we're booked solid through the summer from Fredericton to PEI to the South Shore to Halifax. We're booked right into September, and then in September, October, back into the studio. So
Right on. Okay, so I always end with a couple of quirky questions just to kind of get people thinking non-musically here for a
Like
second.
that won't go over well with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you guys would be good for a couple of things, but okay. So the first one's a little more serious. Say like money is absolutely no object. If you could collect one thing, what would it be?
I'd have to say beer, I guess.
One beer from every country. He is a connoisseur.
How about you? What would you collect?
I don't know. That's a good, really tough question to think about. I don't know. I guess I'd want like a guitar pick from every country. It sounds weird, but like buy a guitar pick in every.
He
country.
could have a guitar from every country. No, he wants a pick.
No, because if I get a
Money's no object, man.
Because if I get a guitar from every country, I got to buy a new house, and moving sucks. So it's just easier to get a pick. Then you can have them all over your wall. I don't know.
I'd have to say I would buy the entire original Nintendo collection. Don't laugh. Nerd? Fuck you.
What would you collect? Anything.
what would I collect? That's a good question. I guess I would have to be musical instruments and all kinds of gear. That's what I would collect, and I'd build my own empire and studio and a stage. I'd build my own music empire.
You don't even play an instrument.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Time out. Okay. All right, last one. This one's a little bit better. And you guys are old enough to know these guys, so if any one of you could be a specific Muppet, who would you be?
We
Yeah,
know
the
who
drummer's
Animal
always
is.
Animal. That one's too easy, but how
he
about-
is an animal anyway. He's a savage. You're at a good distance right now, but sometimes when he gets that look in his eyes, watch out.
All right, what Muppet would you be?
I guess I would be Fozzie because I don't know.
Bad jokes?
Bad jokes. Bad jokes. That's a great one. That's a great one. And my Italian genes have given me the gift of. Fozzie was Italian, by the way. No.
His name is Virgilio Fozzi. But when he came to America, he had
Fozzario.
I'm the hair version of a chia pet, okay? It snows, I grow hair. It rains, I grow hair. It's just a fact.
looks like-
Real men have hair.
Okay. All right. How about you?
If I were a Muppet,
First of all, take a microphone.
well,
Point it towards your mouth. There you go. Now you go.
I'd have to say I'd be one of those cabbages in the from the Muppets Christmas Carol. I have no fucking clue why. It just popped into my head.
Okay, how about you, Jesse?
I would actually be either Statler or Waldorf, the two old men that sit in the
Okay.
balcony. Just because, I mean, I like to crack random jokes like yeah, that wasn't half bad. Yeah, it was all bad.
Thanks for the visual aid.
You said you'd be a fucking talking cabbage.
Leave it to the bass player, though, to pick the most obscure, unknown thing to be. The bass
he
players are
thought
always the
Fozzy-
last to be noticed.
He thought Fozzy was Italian, so
He doesn't even know who he is.
We don't know who's in that suit.
Danny DeVito. It's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, of course, I'd have to say the Animal Man. I've always been a fan of him with the drums. And yeah, I actually have one of the Muppet records at home, a big 33.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, right beside it. Justice
Is that where
for
you learned
All.
all your chops from? Okay, so just go end and off serious again. Pick up Rise or Fall right there. And be sure to check out one of the CD release shows that they showed. I'll put the links underneath the interview. And all the best to you guys. You guys got a busy summer up ahead, so all the best to you.
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot,
thank you,
Bill.
Bill.
Thank you, Metalworks.
Call for submission, Metalworks. Cool. And I'll end it there.
'Cause you're my walking savior.